What's going on, guys? It's your boy Darth Eternal here with the latest Star Wars news. But before we do get into that, remember, hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell so you're always in the know. Also, go check out my last video as it was a good one, so give it a thumbs up as you watch. Let's start today's show because we have some big news today. Welcome back to the Eternal Sith Network. So today we're going to be talking about Hayden Christensen supporting Samuel Jackson's Star Wars theory that the Jedi Master Mace Windu survived the events of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now, Christensen recently made his triumphant return to the role of Anakin / Darth Vader in the Kenobi series set 10 years after the fall of the Galactic Republic, which we know Ewan McGregor's Jedi Master as he tries to reconcile his past and present. Now, before Anakin pledges himself to the would-be Emperor in Revenge of the Sith, he reveals to Windu that Supreme Chancellor Palpatine is in fact the Sith Lord Darth Sidious. Windu then confronts Palpatine and decides to execute him as he's too dangerous to be kept alive, which we know of. However, Jackson himself has long insisted that his character is alive because Jedi survive falls all the time and that Mace Windu could return. Now, in an interview with MTV News, McGregor and Christensen promote the Kenobi finale and talk about everything Star Wars. And when asked about Jackson's belief that Windu is still alive, Christensen backs up his former co-star and says this: "If Jackson says it's to be true, I wouldn't want to disagree with that." So right then and there, it confirms it. And this happens all the time in Star Wars, where these characters come out, they talk about how they're not going to be in it, or they are, or whatever, or they want to be, and next thing you know, they end up being in it, right? But we know that the press tour for the Kenobi series has been a long one, and wasn't the first time Star Wars were asked about Windu, the theory itself. McGregor believes Windu is actually dead, noting that it'd be pretty difficult to survive the fall on Coruscant, but under the pretense that anything is possible in the galaxy far, far away, anyone could survive, and it'd be one of the most powerful Jedi who ever lived. Now, Jackson has said he'd be open to reprising his role of Mace Windu, admitting he would even learn how to use a lightsaber left-handed, so do note that. Now, after selling Lucasfilm to Disney in 2012, George Lucas himself also supported Jackson's perspective of returning to the universe, which is something we the fans have been wanting for a long time to see. Now, other characters who presumed dead have been resurrected, and we've seen it in big and small screens, such as Boba Fett, we've seen in The Mandalorian, right, and his own series. We've seen Darth Maul, who was brought back in the Clone Wars and also shown in a solo story. Palpatine, who was resurrected in The Rise of Skywalker. So with all those there, you have all the medicine, all the remedies to bring back those characters. So you could bring back, obviously, a Mace Windu. Now, I'll give you my theory and you guys could comment down below. For me, I really wouldn't want to see a Mace Windu alive. I mean, the only way I could see him alive is in a series that takes place before A New Hope. I wouldn't want to see him after, because you have Obi-Wan Kenobi who's alive up until A New Hope. So, I mean, and then you have Yoda a little bit after, obviously, in The Empire Strikes Back. But at that point in time, I wouldn't want to see a Mace Windu alive, and I don't want to see him alive even in The Mandalorian or in Ahsoka. I know that he's hinted that he would love to be in The Mandalorian, but he'd be very, very old in that series. And I think that for a Jedi like him to see his story told, I would want to see it in the timeline between the Kenobi series, or possibly, you know, between Kenobi and A New Hope. That's where I would want to see him. And we've already heard of, if you watch my last video, they're talking about a live action Cal Kestis. You could see him in that. That would make sense to have him there. But other than that, I don't think I'd want to see him. And look, I get it. Like, for example, Star Wars Theory is doing a fan film on that, which is awesome. I think that's great. But for Lucasfilm to bring his character back, I think it's been told already. I think it was enough to see him in Revenge of the Sith. I don't think we need to see any more characters be resurrected, but I am a fan of Mace Windu. I'm not opposed to it, guys, but it's just my theory and it's my opinion, and that's how I feel about it. But you guys can comment down below. Let me know what you think about this news and Hayden Christensen backing up a Samuel Jackson on reprising his role as Mace Windu. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell so you're always in the know. And stay tuned as I have another video out tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Later.